I am aware of, in different parts of the world, the US being involved in attempting to replicate anti-gravity technology, and this goes right back to Thomas Townsend Brown, who my good friend and colleague Jesse Michaels has done an extraordinarily good video about. I commend it to you. Go to American Alchemy, put in Thomas Townsend Brown, and there's a great documentary that Jesse's done about this.
So, fun fact and some fun speculation, alright. Townsend Brown, supposedly his technology made it into the B-2 stealth bomber, guys. So that's pretty sick. It's something with the atoms pushing down, pushing up, and giving it free, like some sort of free assistance energy, you know? And it's really sick. That's why the B-2s can stay in the air that long, because they're so efficient in every single way imaginable. And I can't wait for more to get declassified about this aircraft, because this is groundbreaking work, and I think the B2 is like 30 something years old. I mean, what do we have today that we are not even aware about? You always get told and you hear, oh, the US's tech is like 40 years ahead of where the public is, right? So I am really curious. I want to learn more about Townsend Brown. They need to update the physics, the science behind all this, but they do not want to because it's classified. This is by the military being used, so they don't want to share it to any other aspect of society and the economy, which is really bad, right?
It's quite obvious that the United States has been working on anti-gravity right through the 50s, the 60s, and then it all went dark. And the reason it went dark, I think, is because they had a breakthrough and it was all buried. And I agree with Eric Weinstein that there's been a manipulation of modern physics to try to stop modern physics from discovering what the United States has discovered in the black. And this is one of the issues that really infuriates me, is that I've spoken to people inside the US military and intelligence community who tell me that the US is suppressing enormous scientific breakthroughs in order to give itself a strategic advantage against its foreign adversaries. And in the course of doing that, it's holding the world back from discoveries that could quite literally take us to the stars, energy and propulsion systems that could revolutionize the planet. It is a tragedy, and I just wish there was more openness, and I wish I could understand why the secrecy.
I wonder if is this some sort of fucking that level of disruptive technology that it would just disrupt every aspect of the society we know today. Like, it has to be some hardcore bad shit for them to be hiding it like this. Actually, no, it's not. They just want to be secretive. They want to have the edge in every military aspect. Fuck them, guys. Fuck these warmongers, am I right? We got to get this tech out to the world. We've got to upgrade as a species. We've got to get free energy, look after our planet. And we're being held back by this fucking, people who want to profit out of this tech. And it's really bad. Like, we need to get some of this out. Reminds me of that quote where it was said that we already have the technology to explore the stars, but it would take an act of God to bring it to light. That one hits hard, am I right?
What did you encounter next in your anti-gravity journey?
Well, what I did was, I did that thing that you and Hal had that very interesting discussion with Eric Weinstein about, which was the physics piece.
Uh-huh.
It would only be if it were the case that, in fact, we have mastered anti-gravity and they're being built by aerospace corporations, then new physics would have to be involved.
I did look at the piece that Eric Weinstein referenced, which was all the sort of physics that was going on at the time. And he did that brilliantly.
My understanding is that there were really twin loci of activity. Babson contacted Lewis Witten, who was coming out of Johns Hopkins, and then oddly, the similarly named individual named Bainson reaches out to Bryce DeWitt and asks whether he will found an institute at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
Right.
And then there's a famous gravity conference at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that sort of kicks a lot of this off. It's a tremendous flurry of activity at a time when anti-gravity was trying to break into respectability.
I mean, I couldn't get the trail that far, but I realized that there was there was a big physics trail to this story. But I decided that I was going to pursue it sort of chronologically. And of course, when you're talking about anti-gravity, you're talking about something that is a UFO that looks probably like a flying saucer. So I start to do my due diligence, which is I look at the first sightings of this kind of shape.
The Tic Tac of today was the flying butane tank
Totally.
of the 1950s. And you can find declassified Air Force OSI reports that are publicly searchable right now that talk about these like flying white butane tanks.
Right.
So each generation, it seems, gets their own version. It's just how they interpret it and how it gets described, whether it's a fucking Tic Tac or a flying propane tank. Oh my god, right? And yeah, it's just different perspectives, different minds interpreting it differently. But it was always there. And there's been a lot of talk about tall whites walking among us. Jesus Christ. Have you ever seen a tall white? Because they're saying the tall white baddies are here and they're making hybrids, okay? Jesus Christ. Now subscribe. Notifications on you. Absolute.
Fucking degenerate.
Coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. Our future is coming on, it's coming on.